Hey guys, it's Jag. Welcome back to the arcade. Let's get back to just another game, Slide to Band of Thieves. And last time, we got the final bottles, we got our move for the level, and Sly is all set up to ride the thermals from the lighthouse and steal us an eagle egg. And we're gonna need it to cheat in the Lumberjack games. And if anybody has seen my very first playthrough, Super Mario RPG, and saw how I performed against Boshi, they should know that I am very much in favor of cheating. So let's do this. Now, I am still messing around with my recording settings a little bit. Overall, when I reviewed the last episode briefly, I was actually pretty pleased with how it turned out. The big thing that I noticed is the snow that's falling around me was a lot more distinct. Thank you, Icicle, for ruining everything. At least I can pickpocket this guy if I don't run into him. Wow, he just stopped dead. But the snow that's falling in Canada was a lot more distinct than the last episode, and it looked like it was recording at a higher bitrate, which really helped things out. Now the problem is the settings that I was using, and I didn't realize this until after I had recorded and remixed the episode. The settings that I was using, I almost second-guessed myself there, did not split the game audio and my mic audio. So I could not go into editing and rebalance the audio as I needed. And I do try as best as I can to keep as consistent a sound profile in my videos as I can. Which means that, wow, you're not supposed to be up here. Which means that I kind of lucked out, and the waveform from that episode actually matched the waveforms that I've uploaded to YouTube, so you guys should not notice much of a difference in the sound, if any. But I'm trying different settings so that I can split the audio up and have more control over balancing the mic in the game, just so I can keep that sound profile consistent. Anyways.
In order to overcome Gaemzzzz in the Lumberjack games, we'll need to enlist the help of the giant Canadian eagles. Their nest is out on that iceberg. Steal one of the eggs, and then bring it safely back to the safe house. We'll use it to direct the eagle's protective instincts against Gaemzzzz.
Sure, sounds easy enough. Except for the part where I have to swim a half a mile through freezing water.
Why swim when you can paraglide? With the oil mains all destroyed, the pent-up combustible materials have just caught fire.
I see. The updraft created by the flames should give me some extra altitude.
Just make sure to stay out of the fire. Get too close and old Grizzleface will be eating barbecued raccoon for dinner.
That's a charming image, Bentley.
Billy always has the best charming images. Alright, there is one thermal. I'm guessing that's the only one I can really take at this moment. So, I just wanted to tell you all of that, just in case you notice a difference in quality again. And you guys might be wondering, rightfully so actually, why I haven't messed with this until now, till Sly Cooper. And I just want to say that recording and streaming and all of that is a learning experience, and up to this point, I really did not consider it that much of an issue with the games that I was playing. The big issue, as I mentioned in the last episode, was blocking, which happens when you have a lot of particles on screen at the same time and a lot of very fast motion. Now, a lot of games that I play don't actually have that, or if they do, they're in the current generation, so the Elgato can basically handle that fairly well. But in these old games, like Sly Cooper, kind of recording them in 1080 HD with an Elgato is not a perfect science. In fact, it's kind of hacked together off a PS3, and so you see more blocking on games like Sly Cooper. So, like I said, up to this point, at this point, I did not consider it that much of an issue, but when I was looking at the Contessa fight and the Rajan fight, I was really put off with how it turned out in some places, and I started to look into how to fix it. So I'm hopeful that if these settings work and I can...
If you could get that eagle egg back to the safe house, we'll be all set for the Lumberjack games.
If I can get these settings to work and I can continue to split the audio, I might just record like this, which is not the worst thing in the world. Because overall, I want my videos to look as good as they possibly can, no matter what game I'm recording. And yeah, that was my fault entirely. Especially since at this point, like right now, today when I'm recording this, I just put up the first episode of Fire Emblem. And if I'm going to mess around with my settings at this point, it better be right now before I get too deep into that game. Now that's a game that does not have the camera movement and particle effects that Sly Cooper does. So if there was any artifact blocking in the first episode, it was really brief and almost unnoticeable. But that doesn't mean it's not going to continue, so I want to be prepared. Okay. Oh, okay, so either I touched the fire, or you just can't get into the whirlwind with the egg. I don't know which. I thought I was going to be able to shoot up and paraglide to the safe house, but apparently not. Do I have the egg? I hope so. I don't see it. I'm gonna die, just out of curiosity. Okay, I've got the egg apparently, even though it's not appearing on my back anymore. That's really weird how it doesn't. So anyway, enough rambling about channel stuff, I guess? But if this does work, I am going to go back at some point and re-upload those fights, because that blocking is actually pretty bad. Fortunately, it doesn't happen throughout all of the fights, but I could not do anything about it once I had recorded it. I tried in editing to take it out. I put on my anti-blocking filters. I gave it massive bit rates just to try to clean it up as much as I could, and it just would not go because it was part of the recording. There's nothing I could do. But it drives me nuts. I want to fix those episodes if I can.
The Lumberjack games are upon us. Now, despite Murray's study of the log chopping guide, none of us are skilled enough to beat Jean Basson at his own game. So, though it pains me to say it, we'll have to cheat. Murray, you'll participate in the power log chopping competition. Get us a good score, and then let Basson up for his turn. While he's chopping, I'll sneak the eagle egg into his trousers, and the protective parents should disturb his axe swings. Sly, given your ascension skills, I've signed you up for the ice wall climb. We'll keep Basson from beating your score by pulling him off the wall with some nearby grappling lines. And finally, I'll represent our team in the log rolling competition. With my knowledge of rotational mechanics, we're sure to get a stupendous score. Sly will be in charge of greasing Basson's logs, so he has no chance of beating it. If you guys are ready, I say we head out and show these meathead lumberjacks what we're made of.
We're gonna cheat, we're gonna cheat, we're gonna cheat. Alright, is Sly starting this or is somebody else? Bentley is. I wish they would tell you up front which character you need to start a job like this.
Okay guys, let's head down there and win those talons from Jean Basson. Sly, try to keep a low profile when we get close. We don't want him to recognize you.
But yeah, it's not always obvious which character starts the heist. It'd be nice if it told you. Hello, sir.
Me, sir. We humble lumberjacks would like to participate in your lumberjack games.
Think you got what it takes to win the Clockwork Talons, eh? Well, I'm sure enough gonna let you play, so long as you pay the entry fee.
Much obliged, partner. We'll, just take our positions for the competition.
Enjoy the moment while you think you still got a chance. It's as close to winning as you'll ever get. This year's first event will be a power chopping contest. Not like anyone's ever gonna beat my record, but let them try.
Alright, the closer you hit to the center of the log, the deeper the cut. Obviously, if you don't hit the log, you ain't gonna chop it. But this isn't too hard, especially if you can nail it right on the notch.
Bad, Hippo. But watch and learn as I destroy that log without even breaking a sweat.
At least he's not using the Clockwork Talons in this competition, he's using a normal axe. So he's trying...
You're on. Plant the eagle egg on Basan, and the angry eagle parent should swoop in and throw off his axe timing.
He's trying? Yeah, this is the hard part. He's trying to keep it fair, which is funny because we're not. The egg I always have the hardest time with. Oh. You can't jump, you can't really do anything, you can't use any of your gadgets. You just kind of have to dodge as best as you can. So this may actually take a few times. Fortunately, there's not like a loading screen or anything you have to worry about. You just kind of have to hope for the best, and it's not easy to tell from the shadows how to dodge. Alright, like I said, you can't jump with this, you just have to walk across the icebergs. Fortunately, you do not have to dodge birds at the same time, because that would be awful. But if you can get this far, it's actually pretty simple to get to him. You should have just enough time to plant the egg.
What? I think you better rethink them scores, boys. What you intended to give me was perfect 10s, right?
I like how on their cards they're still digital readouts,
Oh,
essentially.
your pink friend knows how to handle an axe. Let's see how you handle a vertical wall of ice.
Alright, let's see if I can handle this. I like how Sly is keeping a low profile by not wearing a disguise at all. So, yeah, good job doing that, Sly. Alright, that was fun.
Pretty good for a scrawny raccoon. Now, watch and learn as I demonstrate the art of power climbing.
Now we have to hook him down.
Use those grapples to hook onto Basan. You will need to hook him with all 3 lines to pull him off the wall.
This may actually also take a few tries. You have to be pretty accurate with this. And fast. So I hope you got a feel for hooking earlier in the game, because he's already pretty much up there. Yeah, he's gonna get it. I can't get the last line on him anyway.
I am king of the mountain.
Yeah, you gotta go fast and you cannot miss pretty much at all. He says as he misses so many times. I think I'm just trying to lead him too much. Definitely can get that second line right when he's about to
That's
win,
one of the best times I've ever had.
which is not helpful. I need to get that first line on early. Early. It's taking a different route. That's not helpful. Got it. I bounced it onto him somehow. Too high. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely compensating too much for the weight. I just need to aim pretty much at him. Got him. Third time's the charm.
It seems you have pulled the wrong cards again. Did I ever tell any of you the story about the judge from last year's competition who mistakenly gave me a score other than 10?
Turns out he's better at cheating than we are.
I see we're tied with only one event to go. Unfortunately for you, I've saved my best event for the last. The spinning log competition.
Okay, looks easy enough. I just need to stay out of the water.
Yes, because turtles can't swim. So you actually don't have to do anything to keep them running. You just have to watch the logs and hope for the best. Ooh, that was close. Feel like I am back in Wind Waker on the Birdman competition and skimming the water a little bit too recklessly. Also, as you can see, you can only move one log at a time. You cannot skip over to another log.
One lucky turtle, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I just jumped in the water.
Watch how a skilled log roller does it.
This is crazy. John Bisson's got those judges so intimidated, there's no way he can lose.
Right, Rudy. Those guys need to go. Okay, I'm just making this up on the fly, but what if I were to lure the judges one by one into that cave? Once inside, you two will knock them out and take their clothes.
Genius! When all three judges have been restrained, we'll be able to don our disguises and take their place at the judges' table. Why? You can use the alarm clock gadget to distract the judges and lure them into the cave.
That's a great plan, Sly, but you'll have to move fast. Once John Bisson finishes the log rolling event, the gig is up.
Alright, like you said, we're gonna have to move very fast. Do I have the alarm clock equipped? The alarm clock is here. Let's go ahead and put it on L1, because I'm not gonna use the sneaky slide anymore. If the guards see you, it's pretty bad. You fail the mission. You do get a generous amount of time to do this, and the guards cannot look too far ahead. They can basically only see one iceberg ahead of you. If you take too long, they will start to jump back. And at this point, you know, just throw it in front of the cave. That's actually a pretty good time for getting a judge over here. I like Bentley's disguise. Alright, let's do this again. If you mess up or you let them go back, you can correct yourself a little bit, but not by much, which is why Slide needs to turn around. Ooh, I just barely got that guy. Just barely. That was super close. Alright, now we have half the time to get myself over there. Oh, he looks so cute with a beak. Look at him. A giant pink duck. Also, it's funny how the last guard doesn't question why his partners keep disappearing and checking out these clocks instead of going with them. These guys aren't the smartest. Also, did he just throw it off the iceberg? That's a first. And there you go. Dare I actually ask how we got these beaks? That seems
I thought I warned
sick.
the judges about the consequences for incorrect scores. Wait a second. You aren't the judges I hired. It's the scrawny raccoon and his annoying friends. Well, if you want the challenge, then why don't you just take them?
That is a hell of a throw. I like how you
My
didn't.
aching head. Those talons really pack a punch. Sly! Murray! Wake up!
Yeah, I'm awake, but not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
Where are we? What's going on?
This looks like the sawmill control room. Bisson must have thrown us in here for interrogation later. I, for one, would like to escape before he returns.
It looks like we're pretty well sealed in here. Unless
Unless what?
you can fit through that hole.
I think I could squeeze through there. I'll drop down and try to free you guys from the outside. If there's any trouble, I'll call with this walkie-talkie. You might be able to help me with these sawmill controls.
While you guys do that, I'll try prying open that steel door. Given enough time, I might be able to make some progress.
Sounds like a plan. Good luck, Bentley. And remember to shout if I can help you from up here.
Which means there's definitely going to need to be help. I like how he recognized us in disguise, but not when we just stood in front of
I
him.
can't see you from in here, but I heard the fall.
I'll be fine. Just give me a moment to catch my breath.
Well now, Candy Britches. I should have figured a puny turtle like you'd find a rat hole to squirm through.
Well, I just dropped my glasses, had to come pick them up.
I ain't like you, boy. I ain't stupid. When y'all were unconscious, me and my boys paid a visit to your hideout and found all them clockwork parts. Lucky thing, too. Arpeggio is willing to plunk down a king's ransom for the whole lot. I even threw in the talons.
You sold all the clockwork parts? Arpeggio has them all?
I wouldn't expect one of your kind to understand the finer points of commerce. You turtles are too stupid to know a woodcutter from a woodchuck.
That's it. Time I showed you just how stupid we turtles really are. Sly, on my command.
I hear ya.
Prepare yourself, Bisson. En garde.
Okay, Walnut. Get ready for a smushing.
Call out which lever I should pull.
Alright, so let's see if I can remember which is which. Square is flames. No, circle is flames. Square is saw blades.
Bam!
I'm doing a bad job of explaining this. Alright, let's try this again. Square, fire. Circle is the logs. Triangle is saw blades. And X is jump. Okay. There we go. I'll get a feel for this in a couple of rounds. But yeah, you basically
Come on in here, boys. Let's get this varmint.
basically just do this. And this is the boss fight, which is actually kind of cool. I really do like this boss fight, although it can be difficult. But there is a lot of available health. You just have to watch the traps yourself. Obviously, you can hurt yourself quite a bit. Just like that, if you're not paying attention. Now, I have a relevant question. Why were we carrying all the clockwork parts around with us in our van? Because that seems poorly thought out. Sizzle is gizzle. This is going to be the real test if my recording can handle these particle effects, especially with all this fire. Speaking of which, I was under a log myself.
Puny little turtle.
Oh, I got squished good. Yeah, you can't take too many hits.
Call out which lever I should pull.
Alright. Circle, squish them. I've definitely got this now. If I just pay attention to the traps, this is going to be pretty easy. Especially since I feel like I've got a good memory for what button I want when. Just took a little bit of practice.
Come on in here, boys. Let's get this.
I could have sworn that they gave you a UI on screen to tell you which button to hit, but apparently not. Too late. Not for that. I wouldn't worry too much about the guards. Chances are really good they're gonna die. Oh! That saw blades almost died. Or almost got hit anyway. They're gonna die to the traps anyway. So just avoid them and don't worry too much about focusing on them. Just deal with Basan and watch the traps. That's your best bet to survive this. Eventually, if you can keep up with him, you'll just win. Alright, I'm gonna lure him over here to this fire. And then... thought I could combo. Ooh, I almost got hit with the saw blades myself. Saw blades, go.
Dynamite turtle.
Okay, now this is gonna get a little bit more dangerous. He kind of gets mad. Can't imagine why. Fortunately, there isn't much of a reload time on these traps. So you don't have to worry too much about cooldowns or balancing or anything like that.
Boys, let's get to killing.
You just gotta keep up with them. And so now we have dynamite and guards, which means the guards are probably gonna die to the dynamite. Ow. Never mind, I win.
Tarnation. I've been done in by some four-eyed turtle. Times have changed.
Once again, brains triumph over brawn.
Good job, little buddy. That was some fast thinking.
Don't forget about me.
You did a great job opening that door, Murray.
Thanks.
Attention, John Bisson. Arpeggio's carrier blimp will arrive to pick up the Northern Light battery in exactly 1 minute.
Okay, enough patting ourselves on the back. If we're going to get the clockwork parts back, we need to get onto that blimp.
Silo battery isn't far. If we run, we can make it.
Enough talk, let's move.
I like how Sly knows exactly where he is, even though he was brought in here while unconscious. And has never
That
been
blimp's on its way.
in this area. Alright, I need my orientation. Where are we going? Alright, there's the lighthouse. The siloed battery is right there. Okay, good. Easy peasy. I don't have to control this one. And everybody in. And there's the blimp. Right on time.
As we shut ourselves into the Northern Light battery, it became black. For a few long minutes, we just sat there in darkness. No one dared to talk for fear that Jean Bisson's men might discover where we were hiding. Time seemed to have stopped. And then, we felt it. We were being lifted up to Arpeggio's blimp. It was all so strange. The focus of all our schemes had been stolen from us. Our clockwork parts were gone. Looking around the inside of the battery, I knew we all felt it. Failure. I was twitchy and ready for action. Any action. Bentley tried to make some sense of the situation by drawing up meaningless plans. But Murray took it the worst. He just sat there sobbing while the team van floated away over the horizon. That van was his life. I knew I'd have to find a way to make it up to him.
Alright, that's the end of Chapter 7, and that's the end of this episode. Next time, it's time to take on the final chapter, Episode 8, and I'll see you then. Thanks for coming out and watching today. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you want to watch the end of Sly 2, subscribe because I'm going to be uploading it every weekday, but not for much longer. And if you have any hints, tips, or tricks, make sure to leave a comment. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Y'all have a great day. Later.